Hi everyone, in this video you will be learning more about area and perimeter. Firstly, understanding what is the difference between area and perimeter and calculating the areas and perimeters for different types of shapes. So starting off, what is the difference between area and perimeter? You have to know the difference first, understand the difference so that it's easier to calculate in the future. Area and perimeter. Okay, let's just say we have a rectangle, the same rectangle here. The area is the land it covers. Okay, this is the area. The perimeter is the distance of the border. The length of the border, I would say. So this one, if you can see, is two-dimensional. How do I know that it's two-dimensional? It takes into effect this side and this side, and then you are taking the whole thing. So this is two-dimensional. This is only one-dimensional because you are only measuring length. You're following this like that, right? So that is one-dimensional. A perimeter is one-dimensional, area is two-dimensional, and that's why when it comes to the units you have things like cm square, meter square, because it's two-dimensional. This, you have cm, you have meter, you have km square over here too, you have km, right? This is one dimensional, so you don't have the power 2 over there. So that's the major difference between area and perimeter. Area, again, you are measuring the amount of land it covers. Perimeter, you are just measuring the distance or the length of the border. Okay. Now, let's go on and find out the area and perimeter of different shapes. So, we have a rectangle. I think you should already know this. So this is the length, this is the breadth, and because rectangle have opposite sides equal, this is the length too, and this is the breadth, right? So the area is equals to length times breadth. The perimeter is equals to length plus breadth, which is equals to 2 length plus 2 breadth. All right, now square. Square, you know all the sides are equal, so let's just put it as x. Area equals to, again, the length times the breadth, but because they are the same, so it's x times x equals to x square. The perimeter is equals to x plus x plus x plus x, which is equals to 4x. Yeah? Now, moving on to a triangle. Now, a triangle, there are, I would say, 3 types of triangles. So, essentially, a triangle is, how to find the area of a triangle. The two sides you must know is the base and the height. You must know that the base is perpendicular to the height. Okay, a few things to take note. Firstly, base must be perpendicular to the height. Secondly, the height goes from base to highest points. Okay. Thirdly, the base is a rail line on the triangle, whereas for the height can be an imaginary line. Okay, so I'll go through with you the 3 different types of triangles. You have this one, which is the same as I drew above. You have this one over here, very easy, and then you have this kind of triangles. Essentially, there are three types of triangles. Okay, now triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3. Okay, as following my three tips over here, the base must be perpendicular to the height. The height must be from the base to the highest point, and the base is a real line on the triangle, whereas for the height it can be an imaginary line. Let's start with triangle 2. Okay, um, this is my base. Okay, well, I forgot to label that this is actually already a right angle, and this is my height. It's very simple, right? Because the base and the height, they are already perpendicular to each other, and the height, as you can see, is from the base to the highest points. So this is my base, this is my height. Very easy. Now moving on to triangle 1, you already know this, right? Because I did it above. This is my base, and if I want to draw my height, I take from the highest point, which is here, and I draw a perpendicular line down. So this is my height. Yeah, again here you see in triangle 2, you see that the height is a real line of the is a real side of the triangle. In triangle 1, it's an imaginary line, right? The line isn't there, but you need to draw it. Now in triangle 3, this is the trickiest. Okay, again, just follow the three tips that I gave you above. Base is perpendicular to height. Base is a real side of the triangle. So if base is a real side of the triangle, you can take this as the base, right? Now if this is the base, where is the height? You can extend the base and right angle. This is the height, right? This side here is the height. This side here is the base. Now many students will take this entire thing to be the base. Now don't do that. The base is only this side over here. Okay, and this is your height. Again, you can see the height is from the highest point down to the base, right? And it's perpendicular, and the height can be imaginary while the base must be real. Now what if you take this to be the base? So if this is the base, then you just drop this down, and this becomes the height, right? Perpendicular over here. Again, the same thing. The height is from the highest point to the base, and is perpendicular, and it can be an imaginary line. Whereas for the base, it must be a real line on the triangle. Yeah? A lot of students face problem with this triangle. So they don't know how to find the base and the height. This is the major one. So I just wanted to make it very clear. How do you find your base and the height of the triangle? Okay, now moving on to a rhombus and a parallelogram. It's very similar to a square and a rectangle. So this is a rhombus where all the sides are equal. I'm not going to go into the details of the angles and everything like that. So this is a parallelogram, similar to a rectangle, but just that it's a bit skewed. So in a rhombus and the parallelogram, the area and perimeter would be the same, in the sense that, okay, if this is x, 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 this is a, b, b. Area, okay, for a rhombus is equals to x. The area is equals to, you must find out what is this. So again, the height. Okay, so x times h. Let's name this y. Okay, for a parallelogram is a times y. Okay, so base times height. Base times height. If you want to use this as your base, then your height will be, well, it's complicated. You must draw somewhere where it's right angle. I'm not sure how you're going to get that, but yeah, that will be the height. Okay, so base times height, that is your area. And perimeter, of course, you just add the sides up. That's nothing too fancy about that one. And then now moving on to one of the last, and in fact it is the last shape I'm going to talk about. It's a trapezium. Now there are, well, essentially again two types of trapezium. This is one, this is another one. Yeah, So to find the area of a trip, I'm not going to talk about the perimeter because you're just going to add all the sides up. For the area of a trapezium, you take half times sum of parallel sides times heights. Okay, so this is side 1, this is side 2, right? For the trapezium 1, the sum of the parallel sides is 1 plus 2. Okay, and the height is here, height is h. For trapezium 2, okay, this is x, this is y, and this is z. So for trapezium 2, the sum of the parallel sides is x plus y, and the height is z. So that's how you find the area of a trapezium. Sum of parallel sides times height. Now if in your exam you kind of forget what the formula is, so very simple, just break your trapezium up. You find the area of the rectangle, and then area of triangle, and then area of triangle, and you add it up. Similar over here, you find area of rectangle, add it to area of triangle, and you get the same answer. Why we do this formula? Well, because it's one step rather than doing it 2 steps if you're going to break it up. So that's it. That's the area and perimeter of some shapes that you will be seeing in some of your questions. I hope you understand. I hope you get it. If you do not, do comment, do let us know, and we will help you. All right, share this video with your friends so that we can all become smarter together and we can start scoring in exams. Cheers, take care, bye bye.